You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. And live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports, we connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, we're celebrating today. Not a lot on the celebration list today. We're looking at National Creamsicle Day. I don't know if they still have this. When I was a kid, they used to, I don't know, that picture that we got there, Josh, looks like there's bugs on it or something. They used to, the ice cream truck used to come by, and you got this popsicle, and it had cream on the top and bottom or down the stripes on there. Yeah, those were good times. National Creamsicle Day. Lizard Day. I don't know about that. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing. They've reversed themselves now. Dow Jones Industrial Average now up 32. The S&P 500 up 19. The NASDAQ up 98. Oil down 60 cents a barrel to 82.60. Do we even want to know what that's doing to gas prices? $5.15 a gallon right here in the formerly Golden State. $5.15. Washington, $5.03. Josh, you're at $4.39 over there now. It's creeping its way up. Of course, you know, that's called Bidenomics. The president is very, very proud of this, that we've got Bidenomics going. Arizona is 403. Brittany's at 396 in Colorado. And moving up, our tremendous underwriter, Lori, 343 over there in Louisiana. I love looking at the headlines when we go across in the morning. Signs of life in San Francisco commercial real estate. I guess it's called coming back from the dead, because that real estate has been so bad so long. I'm not sure. It's going to probably be the same for Los Angeles. Why would anybody want to own investment properties in Los Angeles County with what they're doing to investors? You know, there's going to be a backlash, and we're just watching to see how long it takes. But it's going to be bad. It's going to be deep. And then people are going to start saying, well, why are there no rental properties? Why can't we live? And why is there affordable housing in Los Angeles? Just look to the city council. Look to what they're doing to people. Just throw that out there for you. We'll keep watching that for you as well. Recession worries fading when Walmart and Target report. We'll see how shoppers feel about that. Well,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. And they're even though the worries are fading, the statistics and some of the data is not following through with what the worries are. You have an inverted yield curve. You're starting to see more and more job challenges. Where do we see the job challenges? Why is it that the employment report, some people say, looked so good? Well, a lot of part-time jobs and hours being cut. Employers are doing what they can to keep their employees, but they're starting to cut hours. And if you do the math on the amount of hours that are being cut per week, you start seeing, okay, well, how many full-time job equivalents does that come out to? And then you start saying, okay, that's a significant number. So we were watching that part of it. And a lot of the media, they don't want to see these things because all they want to do is tell us how great the economy is, how wonderful the president is doing on vacation. We got a lot of things going on. Maybe even paying, according to Vivek Ramaswamy, that the president is paying Ukraine with tax dollars, right? So the president, there's a lot of question marks as to how much money the Biden family has got from Ukraine, from Russia. They're going to their family. Where are they getting the money from? Yeah, the U.S. taxpayer. So it's a big circle. Is it true? I don't know. But there's a lot of question marks about that. And you start seeing, why is it that the aid package for Ukraine was married to an aid package from Maui? Don't you think those two should be exactly separate? Don't you think the people of Maui should have a much greater sense of support from the administration than we're giving to Ukraine? Yet they're getting maybe 20% of what Ukraine gets. That island is decimated. If you look, and one of the things that I think is going to be fascinating to see what happens here is a class action lawsuit already. Now, we had these massive hurricane fires on Tuesday, and today you've already got a class action lawsuit going against the power company. I just think of some of these things and wonder, now, maybe they're culpable. I don't know. Neither do the lawyers that filed the class action lawsuit. But here's the question I would have. If the power companies shut off the power so there's no electricity, how do you pump water to get it to any of the fires so the firefighters can use it? No power, no water. Now, maybe the state didn't act early enough to get the warning systems going. I don't know about that either. I don't know if they could have. I don't know if they had that knowledge. But you just wonder about some of these things. The power companies don't pay anything. And this is where the attorneys are going to make all the money here. That's where the money will go to, is the attorneys. The power company, they're not going to pay it. Even if they do pay it, what are they going to do? They're going to put it into future spending or future billings to the citizens of the area. So you've got the citizens suing the power company. Attorneys take a portion, a large portion. Power company raises the prices to the citizens so that they can pay them their own money, less the amount going to the attorney. Does anybody find there any logic in this? I don't get how they figure that this is going to end up good for the citizens. It's just going to take more money out of the economy and cause more problems. I don't understand what the benefit they're looking for is. But, we're going to watch it. We'll see. We got a great broadcast lined up for you today. We're going to talk a lot about different opportunities that are going on right now. So what do I mean by different opportunities? Well, there's a lot going on in the world of real estate, in the world of investing. And today we're going to chat. I've got a Mortgage 101 for you. How to use your equity to buy another home step by step. How about a potential of getting money back from the federal government on your student loans? We'll talk about that. Where are people moving today and why? All that and more. Reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report audit when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. Make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates. We don't know APRs, points paid, points received. These are actual locked rates with consumers across 42% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. 30-year conforming loans up 7.042, 30-year jumbo loans up 7.403, 30-year FHA loans up 6.917, 30-year USDA loans up 6.995, and the best loan on the market, it was up too, the 30-year VA loan 6.803. And if you want our market commentary every morning, we publish that as early as we can. We try and get it out before 7. rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. Go to that site, just put in there that you want it, and we'll get that out to you with our daily emails. And let's take a look and see what's going on today. The 10-year Treasury down 1 basis point. It was up earlier, 4.16. The S&P 500 is up 1705. Mortgage-backed securities are down 12 basis points, and that means interest rates are up a little bit. Big news this week is going to be the Federal Reserve. We're going to get the minutes of the July 26th Fed meeting on Wednesday afternoon. Of course, that's Eastern time. We get it late morning, our time. We'll be listening carefully to see if the Fed members are leaning towards more hikes or a pause. Fed members like Governor Michelle Bowman and San Francisco President Mary Daly say there's still more work that needs to be done. As mentioned last week, Mary Daly is not listening to her own San Francisco Fed economists who think that shelter inflation, which has accounted for 2/3 of the rise we have seen in inflation, will subside significantly by November and go negative by May of 2024 on a year-over-year basis. On the other hand, we may hear from other Fed members who want to pause and think the Fed has already done enough. But we do fear that after last week's inflation report, good chance more members want to hike. Not what we wanted to hear, but it is what we're expecting, and we're going to tell you exactly what we think or what we believe the Fed is going to give us, regardless of whether it's good or bad. Also, we're tracking jobs, and remember again, we're going to look at this week's initial jobless claims report, and that's going to be extra important just because of what I mentioned in the last segment, where we're not losing jobs because we're adding so many part-time jobs. And we're cutting back on the hours worked, but we're still not losing jobs. When we start seeing big job losses, they won't be able to hide anywhere. I mean, you know it and I know it. I mean, gas prices are up, food prices are up. You know, every price we see is up, and the Federal Reserve, they don't get it, and they don't think that it's going to push its way through to slowing the economy and hurting jobs. Ask the people that used to work for Yellow Freight. We're going to also get retail sales will come out tomorrow. Housing starts and permits will come out on Wednesday. Again, those meeting notes at 11 o'clock. Initial jobless claims come out on Thursday. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We've got a Mortgage 101 for you today, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it is wrong. Mortgage 101. So what are we going to chat about? Let me get the notes for this report. How to use your home equity. That's what we're going to talk about. How to use your home equity to buy another home. A step-by-step solution. So we're going to get that going for you right now. So first off, appreciation. What is appreciation? So appreciation is the difference between the value or the growth. I'm sorry about that. Let me get back. Appreciation is your home value is growing. Now, if you bought your house for $500,000 and it's gone to $600,000, that's appreciated by $100,000. Now, we don't care about median prices. We don't care that Chapman said median are going down. That's a worthless statistic. We've been watching all kinds of numbers that's showing that home values are going up. Yes, the end of last year, they dropped a little bit. We've recovered that. And on 5 out of the 6 different metrics that we follow, we're at all-time highs. So not only have we caught up with everything that we lost at the end of last year, we're above that now. So we're seeing that appreciation growing. That's part of home equity. So what is home equity? You take the current value of your property and you subtract the amount you owe. Now, if you've had your loan for any length of time, you've been making payments on it. Portion of your payment goes to interest. That's the biggest portion. But a small percentage of it, if it's a new loan, or a larger percentage if it's an older loan, goes to your principal. And as that principal comes down, that lowers your loan amount, your principal balance. You take the amount of your property value, subtract the balance, and that's your equity. So if you've got that same $600,000 valued property, you had originally bought it for $400,000, but you put, just say 5% down, that's $380,000. Now you've been making payments, so maybe it's just at $375,000. So you've got a $600,000 property that has a $375,000 mortgage on it. And if I'm doing all these off the top of my head, so I may have a number wrong here and there. So you've got $225,000 in equity there. Now, what can you do with that equity? Well, maybe you can go in and tap into it. There are a lot of different ways you can tap into it. You can go into a home equity loan. That's one of them. It doesn't affect the first mortgage. So if you've got a $500,000 or $400,000 first mortgage, it stays there. And I get a lot of people that say, well, I like that first mortgage being where it is because I took it out 3 years ago and I've got a very low interest rate. Got it. So you can do that with the home equity loan. And again, it's nothing more than a loan on the equity of your property. So we like that. That's one of the ways that you can tap in to the equity there. So you've got the home equity loan. That's going to be generally, it's a fixed term. You start making payments on it right away. And, the market interest rate is kind of high right now, but it is what it is. Now, you can also go into a home equity line of credit. Now, that's a whole nother story. So the home equity line of credit kind of works like a credit card tied to the house, usually with an adjustable rate mortgage, and allows you access to equity without touching the first mortgage. Again, that's another good one. Now, in many instances on the home equity line of credit, you've got a 10-year interest-only payment period, and then you've got a 20-year repayment period. Don't worry as much about the repayment period. It's going to get calculated in there, but don't worry about that as much because most people tend to restructure in that 10-year period. So I don't know that you really end up getting to where that the principal and interest is being paid together. But let's go back to where we were. So you've got that home equity line of credit there, and you're able to tap into the equity. The beauty of that, as opposed to the home equity loan, you can take a loan out, you get the money. If you've got the new property to buy, okay, don't worry about it. You're going to use it. But if you didn't find a new property to buy, you're paying interest on that while it's sitting there doing nothing for you. On the home equity line of credit, you're not paying any interest on it. But if you go to get a new piece of property, you're going to be taking out a loan on that property. Someone's going to need to know what is going to be the payment on it. Probably in your best interest to be looking at it and saying, okay, can I go with probably in your best interest to use the same lender for your line of credit and your new acquisition. Because if you remember when we started this conversation, our goal was to be buying a new piece of property, right? That's what we talked about here at the very beginning, is how to use your equity to buy another home. That's what we're working toward. So as we work toward that process, we need to keep that ultimate goal in mind. I've told you this before, when you're dealing with a professional loan officer, what we're going to do is we're going to be trying to figure out what is your long-term goals. You know, just a internet lead or internet officer or online service, their goal is to get you the loan on the property you need right now. They're not generally coming about it from a financial planning standpoint. So on the home equity line of credit, you're accessing that. You want to have your loan officer know what the payment is going to be on that loan if you end up getting a new first on the acquisition property, and you're using the home equity line of credit in order to make your down payment. Well, how much is the cost of that going to be? Got to understand those things. You have to understand how all of these things play in to your debt to income ratios. And again, we need to also be looking at a perfect reason, again, for the home equity line of credit is you don't have to take that balance. I suggest that most everybody have a home equity line of credit. I'm not a big fan of the home equity line of credit, but the reason I suggest you have it is we're looking into some uncertain times going forward. We don't know what the future is going to bring. As we look into these uncertain times, having that home equity line of credit is a great security blanket for you. If you lose your job, if your hours are cut, you can tap into that. Now, try and get the home equity line of credit if you've lost your job. You're not going to get it. So make sure you've taken care of those parts of things in advance. We're going to continue our conversation about on our Mortgage 101, how to use your equity to buy another home step by step when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We are going to continue our Mortgage 101, brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it is wrong. What are you doing about it? So before the break, we were talking about appreciation. What is it? Home equity. What is home equity? Tapping into your equity. The home equity loan, a home equity line of credit. We talked about all those things. Let's get to interest rates and debt management. So again, with interest rates, I know that so many people are excited about that 3% mortgage that you have. And there's nothing wrong with being excited about the 3% mortgage as long as it's helping you get to your goals. Take a look, rsr3pctloan.com. rsr3pctloan.com might show you that, something that 3% mortgage is killing you. rsr3pct, like percent, 3pctloan.com. So why do I talk about that? Well, because I know a lot of folks want to protect that low interest rate. They're worried about taking on new debt, especially if that new debt does not generate income. Taking on new debt to generate income is not bad. When you're in economic uncertainty, well, maybe, like I said before the break, get that home equity line of credit. And yes, you can call our friends at Geneva Financial to get that. But take out that home equity line of credit just as a standby safety net. And you can have that just sitting there. Doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. I mean, it'll cost a little bit of money to get it set up. But in the scheme of things, having that money sitting there so that you don't have to worry might be very, very valuable to you. So now let's talk about a new mortgage. So taking out a HELOC or the home equity loan does add a second mortgage payment affecting the qualification for a new mortgage. So again, that's why you're working with a loan professional, an advisor, a planner, so that they understand what you're trying to accomplish and set it up the right way, right? Because that new debt is going to have an effect. That's why I say talk to a lender capable of handling both transactions, the equity tapping and the new mortgage. It'll make life a whole lot easier for you. Because number one, if you're going, and again, our friends at Geneva, licensed in, I think, 48 states. So most likely, wherever you're thinking of buying, Geneva Financial is licensed to help. So you can call our team. If our team isn't licensed there already, and we've got licenses in a lot of them, one of our team members will have it. So we've talked about getting a new mortgage. And yeah, you can get a new mortgage to tap into that equity. Might in the long run be beneficial for you. Again, we talked to the planner to see if that's the case. But how do we determine the value of that property you have right now? Because we're still in the mindset that we're remembering our goal is we're using our equity to buy another home. So we need to know what's the value of our property. rsrmoney.com is a starting point. You go to an estimate like Zillow or a couple of the others that are online, they're not going to really be the greatest resources for you.
I got a bad feeling about this.
But everybody thinks Zillow's got the right answers. So when you go to RSR Money, RSR Home Scout actually is the easiest spot. RSR Home Scout, go to the fourth button over, and you can actually look and see what the value of your property is. There's 4 different sources, including Zillow, and you can get a good idea. But the real truth is going to be with an appraisal. Now, an appraisal is going to cost somewhere between $500 and $700. You're not going to pay that for Zillow or Redfin. And again, the appraisal is going to be the valuable tool. Now, what I would recommend is, and again, it's not self-serving. We don't make any money on appraisals. You go to SLT Loan App. That's going to be the place where you can get a loan application going with our friends at Geneva for California, rsrloanapp.com. That'll be the other states. So again, sltloanapp.com, California loan application, rsrloanapp.com. That's the other state's loan application with our friends at Geneva Financial. You can ask them to order the appraisal for you. Why would you do that? Well, in order for an appraisal to be of value in a loan process, it must be ordered by through an appraisal management company. The appraisal management company is a third party, and then Geneva can actually use that appraisal. If you go and get an appraisal on your own, and I can tell you places to get appraisers that'll do an appraisal for you, you're going to pay the money, it's going to give you the education, but it's not going to be usable in the sphere of the loan. So that's why we want to go to our friends at Geneva Financial, get that loan done. Now, you can do a cash out refi. What is a cash out refi? So you've set up the loan application. You've done that through the 2 links that I already gave you. You're going, and we'll put them in the notes for this below as well. So you're going to go, then you're going to go and get a cash out refi. The appraisal is going to say your property value is, say, and again, I'm just going to use a round number. I'm going to say $500,000 is the property value. You've owned the property for a year or more, and you've got 20% equity, let's say. So you've got a $400,000. You can get a loan, and maybe you owe $300,000. So now you've got $100,000, less a little bit of fees there, but you're going to put in your pocket. That's the cash out refi. Now, one of the downsides of that is it's going to be at the current interest rate. It's not going to be at your same 3 or 4% interest rate. That's a downside. It's going to increase the loan balance and the interest rate, so it's going to have a higher payment. So those are all characteristics of that cash out refi. Is it the right solution for you? I don't know. I don't know your solution. Educating you step-by-step options right here. There is another option. It's called a bridge loan. Again, not a whole lot of lenders do it. Geneva Financial does. The bridge loan, it taps into the home equity before putting the house on the market. So you've got that house, and let's say it's in Yorba Linda. And yeah, you're not going to find that $500,000 house in Yorba Linda. There's not many of them. So let's say it's $1,200,000 is the property in Yorba Linda. And now you're going to say, okay, we're going to get 20% of that. So now you're going to get a $960,000 loan, and you owed $600,000. You've got $360,000 available. But wait a second, we're talking about a bridge loan here. We're not selling Yorba Linda yet. We're getting the bridge loan, so we still have access to some of that equity, but we use that equity to go and buy a new house. So let's say we can use $200,000 of it to go buy a new house on I'm doing it off the top of my head. Let's say we're buying another 1.2 million, or say $1 million house. Because remember, we might be using it as a rental. So we're buying another piece of property, or maybe you're going to move into it. I don't know what you're going to do with it. But the bottom line is we can use some of that equity to go and buy that new property. Yes, in the bridge loan, Geneva is going to have a lien on both properties. But what if you want to just sell the departing property? if it doesn't work out to keep them both, well, now you sell that property that you were leaving and you take the equity from that and you pay off the bridge loan. Again, now, why would you do that? Right now, inventory is very, very tight. With inventory being as tight as it is, it's difficult to get a purchase done if it's a contingent purchase. Ron, you're bringing in more terms. What is a contingent purchase? Well, on the residential purchase agreement, there's a box that says this purchase of this property is contingent upon us doing X. X in this case is selling the departing property. Now, if the seller of the new property that you want to acquire has 4 or 5 offers and you're the only one that's contingent, they're not going to accept your offer. They're going to look at the other ones that are non-contingent. But if you've got that bridge loan from our friends at Geneva Financial or whomever you want to get a bridge loan from, then what happens is you can go in there and you're basically buying the property and you've got your loan is already approved. Just finished doing one of those in California and Idaho. Departing property, California, acquisition, Idaho. So basically able to go in is almost like a cash offer because you're not contingent on a new loan on the acquisition property. So that's another one. Again, you need to have a skilled realtor that understands how to do these things. I talk to realtors all the time, all over the country, so I can put you in touch with a realtor that understands the process for both sides. Am I a realtor? Yes, I have a license, but I don't practice real estate. I do radio every morning and I lead a lending team. So got a lot of options here. So tips that we want to make sure that your warnings and tips, be cautious with online property valuations. Again, work with the same loan officer, both the purchase and the departing property or the home equity line and the home equity loan. Want to work with the same individual on that or the bridge loan. You can do that as well. If you're thinking about selling your property, your departing property, make sure your real estate agent or lender gets you a net sheet so you understand all of the costs involved in the transaction. A lot of moving parts on there. That's why I suggest give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I'm happy to put you in touch with people that understand these things. It's just a simple process, but I make it look simple because I've been doing this for many, many decades. There are other people that think they understand it, and we have to consult them and share with them, okay, this is what we're trying to accomplish, and this is how to do it. Again, our team understands these things. Make sure you're working with somebody that understands what you're trying to accomplish, how to accomplish it, and how to meet your goals. And don't always take no for an answer. That's Mortgage 101, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it's wrong. What are you doing about it? When we come back, let's see what we're going to get into. How about where people are moving today and why? We'll talk about that one. And getting the best possible mortgage rate today. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by RSR, studentloanhelp.com, RSR, studentloanhelp.com. So there is a time deadline. Got to be careful of this one. If you made student loan payments between March 2020 and August 31st of 2023, you can ask for a refund. Again, the refund must be requested by August 31st, 2023. Specific details such as payment amount and date must be provided to the servicer. And again, our friends over at rsrstudentloanhelp.com, they understand all of the specifics of it, and they're going to be doing a webinar in the next day or two to discuss this in depth. So if you've made any payments, you got to be listening. Make sure that you're staying tuned in to Ron Siegel Radio, any of our social channels, or ABC News and Talk AM 1490, the video feed, or the audio at 6 in the afternoons, so that you get all this information. It's a major issue. And again, we're hearing about so many folks that are going to follow, they listen to the commercials on TV where people are saying, go and refinance your student loans. And yeah, I could bring those folks on to the radio show and have them pitch you on it and share with you. It's not in your best interest. So I won't have them on. I won't allow them on the program, because if you go to them, like the stadium named in Los Angeles, where the Rams and Chargers play, I'm not going to say their name, SoFi, but the bottom line is they're doing you a service. It's just not a good service. They're going to refinance. They'll help you refinance your loan, and then you can't take advantage of all of the different programs that the federal government has in place or is trying to put in place, like this one where you can get your money back on certain types of student loan payments that were made. Maybe you didn't know anything. That is the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by RSR, studentloanhelp.com, RSR, studentloanhelp.com. Real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Again, it's a great website, gives you lots of information to help you with your real estate. So let's see if I can find where my story is. Where are people moving today and why? Plenty of people are still moving these days, and if you're thinking of making a move yourself, you may be considering the inventory and affordability challenges in the housing market and wondering what you can do to help offset those. A new report from Gravy Analytics provides insight into where people are searching for homes and what they're prioritizing most right now. That information could help you plan your move. Number one, people are moving to cities with lower housing costs. Does that surprise anybody?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
One big factor motivating where buyers are going is affordability, and that's no big surprise. People are relocating to areas that have less expensive housing options. As a result, small cities are thriving. Hannah Jones, economics data analyst at Realtor.com, summarizes why. Quote, affordability is still very much front and center of a lot of what's available is outside of the price range of many buyers, so they look elsewhere for a little more bang for the buck, unquote. The takeaway for you, if you're having trouble finding a home that fits your budget, it may help to browse other more affordable locations. RSRmoney.com, about 97% of the properties available for sale nationwide are on there. Number two, people want to live where they vacation. If you're already expanding your search radius, you may be able to include a location that features your favorite type of destination, like a suburb near the beach or a mountain town. Data shows many other homeowners are making that type of move a priority today, according to the same report from Gravy Analytics. Quote, whether it's the opportunity to enjoy more weekend hikes in the mountains or to wake up to a lakeside sunrise, people are moving to areas that were once thought of as vacation spots, unquote. Even with today's home prices and mortgage rates, here's why a move like this could be possible for you. If you're already a homeowner, the equity you'll get when you sell your current house can help fuel that move and give you the down payment you need for your dream home. Number three, people who work remotely are taking advantage of that flexibility. Ongoing remote work is another major factor in where people are moving. A recent report from McKinsey Global Institute says that about recent movement patterns. Quote, many of these moves have happened because employees untethered from their daily commutes began to care less about how far they lived from the office, unquote. If you're a remote or a hybrid worker, you don't have to live in the same city or sometimes even the same state as your job. That means you can prioritize other things like being closer to loved ones when buying a home. In fact, the same McKinsey Global Institute report notes for people who moved during the pandemic, 55% reported moving farther from the office. And since remote work is still a popular choice today, home buyers will likely continue to take advantage of that flexibility. Bottom line, lots of people are still moving today. If you want to help navigate today's inventory affordability challenges and expert advice to help you with your ideal, let's connect. Give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, and we can chat about it. And again, don't forget, go to the app, rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. And you're going to be able to find about 97% of the properties available for sale across the United States. Let's see. Do we have time? Do we have time, Josh, to get in a mortgage minute? I don't know. I hit my clock wrong, so I don't. I think I. Well, we'll try it. Get the absolute best possible mortgage rate today. Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. Do it Mortgage 101? Okay, we'll do it as a Mortgage 101. Mortgage 101 brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it is wrong. What are you doing about it? Unlocking your dream home with sensible financing. Buying a home is an exciting milestone. It's also a major financial decision. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or considering refinancing your current mortgage, obtaining the best possible mortgage rate is paramount, and it's not as complex as it seems. With a little knowledge, careful planning, and guidance, you can secure the perfect mortgage that fits your financial situation. The factors that affect mortgage rates: interest rates fluctuate for various reasons. Here's what you need to know. Your credit score. Credit history plays a significant role in the mortgage rate you'll receive. A higher credit score often results in a lower interest payment. The down payment. A larger down payment can make you a more attractive borrower, leading to better rates. Economic fact. Remember the down payment. Always do it on even percentages, not or on whole percentages, rounded percentages. 20, you can do 10, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50. Right? Those are price breaks. If you've got enough money to do a 32%, do 30 and use the other 2 points or 2% in points. It'll help you in the long run. We could talk about that offline. Loan type, the type of loan you choose, fixed, adjustable, will influence the rate. So here's some tips how to get the best mortgage rate. And I've been in the mortgage industry for many, many decades, helping clients with their home loan needs. Here's the professional advice. Consult with experts. Do not go online because you don't know the right questions to ask in most instances. Talk to experts. Visit our site. You can go to our bookrs30.com. Bookrs30.com. Set up a consultation. Don't settle necessarily for the first offer. Compare multiple options. Understanding the market trends can help your time your application. Remember, if you've got student loans, don't just go face value. rsrstudentloanhelp.com. rsrstudentloanhelp.com. Seen a lot of folks that may end up getting knocked out of their ability to buy a house because they didn't visit rsrstudentloanhelp.com and they didn't see that, oh yeah, we can save a huge amount of money on our student loans simply by going in and doing some paperwork and talking to our friends over at LoanSense. They're the provider for this. rsrstudentloanhelp.com. Just one client just recently increased their purchasing power by about $80,000 by visiting there. Owning a home, lifelong dream for many, and securing the best mortgage rate, a critical step in making that dream a reality. With careful planning, the right guidance, and understanding of how the system works, you can obtain the best possible mortgage rate today or in any market. RonSiegelRadio.com, that's our main website. rsrstudentloanhelp.com is the student loan folks. And make sure whatever you do, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.